What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got one crazy entitled parent story for you, so sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. Entitled aunt freaks out when I get a purple cast for my broken arm. I broke my arm when I was around 10. Myself and a group of friends had been playing at the swing park and I fell off the climbing frame. The first thing I felt was an immense pain in my arm. It was so bad that I actually felt sick from the pain. My friends understandably freaked out and ran off in search of an adult, whilst a couple of them stayed with me in case my arm fell off whilst they were gone. This is a terrifying situation when you're 10. Okay, fair enough. Eventually, my friends came back with one of their dads. He quickly checked my arm over and was around 80% sure that it was broken. He offered to drive me home and would tell me jokes in an attempt to cheer me up. He succeeded in making my friend cringe at his dad jokes, and I felt myself relax a little. I was still in immense pain, but I wasn't worried about my arm falling off anymore. Eventually, we got to my house and my friend's dad explained to my mum what happened. He's such a great guy. He even offered to take my mum and I to the hospital. My mum politely declined because the guy had to go to his work and she didn't want him getting into trouble. Once he'd left, my mum asked me all the usual worried parent questions. What happened? Where does it hurt? Do you feel sick? Etc. She then called my nice aunt to see if she could drop us off at the hospital. She was working though, and even though she told my mum she was leaving work ASAP, she would still take about an hour and a half to get to our house because of how far away our work is. That left only one option: entitled aunt. Brilliant. Surprisingly, she did actually seem somewhat worried when my mum told her what happened, and she got to our house within 15 minutes. My entitled cousin was staying with her dad overnight, so she didn't come with us. Heck, she even brought me sweets to cheer me up. It honestly felt like I was in an episode of The Twilight Zone. Everything is going about as well as it could with my arm in a massive amount of pain. We get to the hospital, give the hospital all the required information, and head to the waiting room for what we expected to be a very long wait. The hospital is hella busy. My mum takes me towards the children's waiting area so I could play with the toys whilst I waited, my entitled aunt following behind. I settled for playing with one of the plastic trucks so that I didn't have to move my broken arm. Everything was fine until a little girl, around 6 or 7ish, asked me if I wanted to play kitchens with her, which I immediately said yes to. She set out some plastic cups for a tea party and we played quite happily, until my entitled aunt decides to intervene like the interfering biatch that she is. What are you doing, sweetheart? Playing kitchens with Sarah. I don't know, just figured she needed a name. Yeah, that's not her actual name. I thought you were playing with the trucks. Why don't you go get one of them? They're so cool. But me and Sarah are playing? OP, little boys don't play kitchens. That's for little girls. But uncle, who is my mum's brother, is a cook and he's a boy. But he's insert homophobic slur here. You don't want to be one of those, do you? Then my mum got involved. Look, sister, he's playing with that little girl. Leave him alone. You really don't think it's weird? My mum got pretty impatient at this point. No, I don't. Now either leave the little ones alone or you can head home. My entitled aunt rolled her eyes at the pet name. My mum, even now, likes using pet names for me. She has a lot of anxiety around making sure that I know she loves me and cares about me, but she went back to my mum and sat down. Sarah and I talked and played for a bit. She asked me about my arm and I told her what happened. I found out through our talks that she had gotten her ears pierced, but the company hadn't cleaned the equipment properly, which had led to her right ear getting infected, despite her mother cleaning it thoroughly every day. She went on to tell me that she was going to get the earring taken out, and once she felt better, her mum would take her to get her ear re-pierced at a different establishment. Despite the hassle she was going through at that point in time, Sarah was pretty proud of her ear piercings, which in turn made me think about getting my own ears pierced. I had run over to my mum to ask about maybe getting my own ears pierced with the money that I'd saved up. I got pocket money for helping around the house and always liked to save it for things that I really wanted or for my mum's birthday and Christmas presents. But my entitled aunt scoffed and made faces of disgust. As my mum would say, she looked like a dog chewing a wasp, but she didn't vocalize any of her concerns. After about an hour, I was called up to get x-rayed. I said my goodbyes to Sarah and headed to the x-ray room with my mum. I'ma skip all the more boring stuff. Basically, I got my arm x-rayed, it was definitely broken, and we were taken to a little room. There are about 4 beds in the room, each with a curtain for privacy, where we were to wait for one of the nurses to arrive and sort out a cast for my arm. My entitled aunt had been allowed to join us at this point, as the hospital only allowed one adult to accompany the child into the x-ray room. Never really understood why. Do you not think maybe they saw your entitled aunt complaining so much and saying some pretty homophobic stuff and said, yeah, only one person allowed in the x-ray room with you, not your aunt? She was still pretty annoyed about my mum getting impatient with her earlier, so obviously she dropped the nice demeanor and pet names and went back to being her typical female dog self. And not in a good way. She kept her mouth shut for the most part until the nurse decided to ask the question. The question that would make the entitled aunt lose her head. What colour of cast would you like, sweetie? My entitled aunt said, he likes the blue. It's the same colour as his top. Is the blue one okay for you? The nurse asked me this with a look that tells me you don't have to go with the colour that this psycho wants. Well, I like the purple one. My entitled aunt just glares at me. Okay, honey, a purple cast it is. What? What, you're actually going to give him a purple cast? Well, that's what he wants. Then my mum said, look, entitled aunt, give it a rest. It's a dang colour. So, it's purple. Little boys wear blue, not purple. It's not you that has to wear it. Stop being a dang drama queen. You're loving this, aren't you? You want him to be gay. You're encouraging this kind of behaviour. Sorry, what? At this point, my mum was looking like she wants to throw hands. I want my child to be happy. If a purple cast is going to make him happy, then he's getting a purple cast. Little boys shouldn't be wearing purple. He's getting the blue one. It's almost the same as purple anyway. But if blue's the same as purple, can't I just have purple? Yeah, I mean, surely the entitled aunt just contradicted herself there. She's just said it doesn't matter, they're so similar, so then why does it matter, right? Are you a girl? No, but I like purple. It should be pretty clear that I'm not a girl. Listen, my son isn't your kid, and I'm not having you make him feel terrible for liking a certain colour. At this point, the nurse is trying to defuse the situation, and I can only look on in shock. They argued for a couple of minutes more until the nurse managed to get a hold of a doctor and another nurse who quickly asked the entitled aunt to leave the premises. Yeah, that's a good idea. Now she did, but not without getting the last word in by shouting, "You're a terrible mother, wanting your son to be again, insert homophobic slur here." My mum proceeded to apologise to the doctor and nurses for stooping to the entitled aunt's level. They told her it wasn't an issue and that the aunt was out of order with her language. My entitled aunt had naturally driven off and left us at the hospital for another half hour until my nice aunt came to pick us up. Oh my god, I forgot about that. She had stopped off at KFC, my favourite fast food place as a kid, to get us something to eat and had gotten me a teddy bear at toy shop in town. It was bright purple. My nice aunt was quick to post a picture of the three of us and the new teddy bear on Facebook, knowing full well that my entitled aunt would see it just to annoy her a little bit more. Oh my god, I love your nice aunt. My entitled aunt actually blocked both my mum and nice aunt on Facebook after this incident, and we had no contact with her for about 2.5 years. Wow. She eventually got in contact with my mum and sent her a massive apology through text and told her how she just wanted to be family again. Female dog, you cut contact with us. All we did was enjoy the peace and quiet. Anyways, turns out she was moving house, and since she barely has any friends or family that actually like her, she was using us to help her move. Because paying someone to help is too expensive when I have family to help me. Also, if anyone is wondering about why my mum let her back in her life, my entitled aunt was a pretty religious person, and my mum just believed that was why she was so against the idea of me being gay. Of course, neither of us believe that all religious people are like that. We have many Christian, Muslim, pagan, etc. friends, and they are all wonderful people. Funnily enough, this is actually something that I've thought a bit about recently. Just because your religion says that being gay is wrong, that doesn't mean that you can then put that opinion onto other people and, you know, hate them because of it, does it? Like, if you believe that yourself, fair enough. Not something I personally believe. I'm not religious though, so I don't know about that. But you can't then just go to gay people and say, you're wrong because my religion said so. Surely not. To be honest, it's probably not that unlikely that a few of you watching right now subscribe to religions or are part of a religious belief that suggests that homosexuality is in some way bad. I don't know. If you are one of those people, I'd be interested to know how you kind of portray that to other people in your life that potentially are gay. Do you say that to them to make them feel bad? I hope you don't, but if you just keep it to yourself, maybe it's okay. Needless to say, no one else had any issue with my cast. Some of the kids at school playfully teased me about it, but it wasn't malicious and they were just more excited to sign my cast. Breaking your arm in school apparently makes you pretty popular when you're 10. Anyways, that was a little story about my psycho aunt. Sorry if it's all over the place or not very well written. I'm hyped up on coffee and attempted to type on my laptop with fake nails. Nah, I thought that was pretty well written, to be honest. Very clear, concise, and entertaining. Fair play, OP. Well done. I just don't really understand how someone can be so angry over a colour. Like, What effect is that having on your life to make you so angry that someone has chosen a color that you think they shouldn't have chosen? Why do you care so much? And also, even if for some reason choosing a different color to the norms makes you gay, again, who cares? If someone's gay, that's fine. Leave them be. I also love that the aunt said, what, you don't want him to grow up to be gay, do you? As if you can somehow change someone's sexuality halfway through their life. That's not really how it works. You're born with it. I don't know, man. Maybe it's pretty gay to like the color purple. I guess it's part of the rainbow, and you know, the rainbow is symbolic of the gay community, so I could be wrong here. Guys, let me know in the comments. What do you think? Anyway, that is going to be the end of this one. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like on this video, comment your opinions down below, and subscribe for daily Reddit content on my channel. If you want more content from me immediately, it's all around me on screen right now. All you got to do is just click anywhere on the screen. You're probably going to hit something you like, so, you know, just do it. With that all being said, I will see you tomorrow for a brand new upload on the channel. Have a good one, guys.